Some people are born into wealth, others are born into debt. Some inherit assets, others inherit survival. The playing field has never been even. And for many, the system feels more like a trap than a ladder. Low wages, soaring living costs, student loans, healthcare bills, gatekeepers at every level. It's easy to feel like the game is rigged, because in many ways, it is. But here's the shift: waiting for the system to be fair won't change anything. But learning how to play smarter, even in an unfair game, can change everything. This isn't about ignoring injustice. It's about refusing to let it define your outcome. Here's how to take control financially, even in a world that often feels set up to hold people back. Chapter 1. The system isn't built for you. Let's be clear, many financial systems were never designed with the average person in mind. They were built to preserve power, not share it. To reward capital, not labor. To benefit the few, not the many. Education systems often fail to teach real-world finance. Banks profit from people's debt. And the cost of simply existing rises faster than wages. But pretending these things aren't real doesn't help anyone. Neither does blaming them endlessly. Acknowledging the system is flawed isn't weakness. It's clarity. Because once the illusion breaks, once people realize the ladder they're climbing was tilted from the start, they can stop blaming themselves for struggling and start asking better questions. What can be done with the hand that's been dealt? What's within reach, even when the rules feel unfair? That's where real power begins, not in fixing the system overnight, but in reclaiming the parts of life that can be changed. Chapter 2. Focus on what you can control. In an unfair world, control becomes a lifeline. Not control over the economy. Not control over the job market, inflation, or government policy. But control over the choices made every day. No one chooses where they start. But everyone can choose how they respond. Some can't change their salary right away. But they can change how they use their time. What they learn. Who they surround themselves with. How they manage the money they do have. A person earning minimum wage today can still learn a high-income skill. They can still save a percentage, no matter how small. They can still start something on the side, slowly, quietly, intentionally. Because financial power isn't always about income. It's about direction. And direction is chosen daily. This isn't a fantasy of overnight wealth. It's a mindset shift, from this isn't fair, to this is mine to manage. But taking control doesn't always mean grand gestures or radical change. Often, the most powerful shifts begin with the smallest steps. Chapter 3. Small moves, big shifts. People often overestimate what they can do in a week, and underestimate what they can do in a year. Change rarely feels dramatic at first. It looks like skipping takeout to build an emergency fund. It sounds like listening to a podcast on the commute instead of scrolling. It feels like doing something uncomfortable, again and again, until it becomes normal. These small choices don't seem powerful in isolation. But over time, they compound. Just like interest, just like debt, just like confidence. Someone who saves $5 a day may not feel rich. But in a year, they've shifted their identity from consumer to investor. Someone who builds a side hustle after work may not make much at first. But they're planting seeds of freedom, of growth, of future leverage. The world may be unfair, but it rewards those who move, even slowly, more than those who freeze. Momentum matters, and momentum often begins with a whisper, not a shout. The truth is hard. The system is broken in many ways. And some people are forced to work twice as hard just to have half as much. But the story doesn't end there. Because what the system can't measure is resilience, is creativity, is the quiet, relentless strength of someone who refuses to give up. This isn't toxic positivity. It's strategic realism. It's the belief that while the rules may be rigged, the mindset doesn't have to be. So take the next step. Not the perfect step, not the biggest one, just the next one. Because in an unfair world, the most radical act is to rise anyway. If you're ready to take control of your money and your future, hit that subscribe button. Velocash is here to help you move faster toward financial freedom.